Okay, even that is not awful. It's loud and intense. It's so intense, and then goes to this really crap MIDI guitar. This is like secondary school level Battle of the Bands. I'm really pretty happy with the drums. Oh, even the fill.
I want it now. That chance to lose control.
Those are so different than the other chords. Okay, the riff isn't far off. It's definitely not right. It's like Muse on the NES or something. The solo, oh god. Okay. Oh my god. Take it easy, Matt Bellamy, come on. This kind of is a Muse solo, but if the guitar was out of tune, it's like I'm trying to find the notes that they're just not there. They're really not. It's oddly like really close to the original, but then really not in other ways. Oh no, the piano is wrong already. Oh no. Oh no, those chords, hang on. So let mercy come, wash away. Wow. These are hilarious. These are supposed to be the ch-ch like on the muted guitar strings. And instead it's like someone's turned up in the car like honk honk. Perfect. That's great. That's maybe our best one yet. Oh no.
Slip inside the eye of your
That's not bad.
mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play?
Clapping coming up, we go.
I'm gonna start a revolution from my bed. Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. Cause you ain't ever gonna burn my heart out.
Here it comes, the chorus. Here we go.
So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as she's walking on by.
Alright, guitar solo. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. At least not today. I mean, this rendition isn't far off of what I've heard people singing outside pubs before. That's not bad. It's the right sort of sound and the right sort of notes. Even this synth sound isn't bad. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in, everyone. Lovely to see you all again. Welcome on in, Wavy Kirby, Abelenya, Cute Shadow Baby. Hello, hello. Welcome on in, Fox Whisperer. Good to see you again. Thank you very much, everyone, for stopping by. Welcome on in. Ranger Mags. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. This is my favorite Christmas song, Sam, so does better exceed my expectations. I'll do my best. I make no promises. Yeah, I know this one is a favorite for a lot of people, so we'll see how I get on. I've got a different hat today. Got myself a little Christmas tree hat. Different hat for today. I got probably enough hats to have a different one for every stream over the next few weeks. I've got a whole little bundle of them. So we'll see how many we get through. Expectations are on the floor. Harriet Devs, hello, welcome in. Been waiting all day for this gem. I make no promises as to the gem-like quality of of what's about to happen. Right. Terribly sorry for the delay as well. I did intend to go live at 6, and I was kind of on target earlier in the day, but then work kind of got away from me. Then I needed to have some food. Ended up ordering in something because it was just too big of a day. Managed to put the Stranger Things video out today though, which is good. Glad to get that one out. I feel like that wasn't, because it wasn't funny, it wasn't like one of the stronger videos. So I ended up like recreating badly, for obvious reasons, the intro with Comic Sans font. And I think that added enough charm to the video to make it good. This means you just have a large collection of Santa hats now. And I'm wondering why you have such a large collection of Santa hats. I have like 6 or 7. They're not necessarily Santa. This one's not a Santa hat. All in one bundle. Can make a solid bingo card of canon things that could appear in these. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah, we should figure out a little bingo card that we can use for every stream. And we'll have, like, in the middle, the free square can just be Clyde, because he appears in every song. Or thereabouts. Yeah, we need a square for, like, terrible brass. A square for out of time singing. Another square for out of tune singing. Maybe I should make a video of just the Santa hats with yesterday's Santa baby backing it. Oh, God. I'm not sure anyone wants to hear it just on its own. Right. We started late, so no more dilly-dallying around. Today, we will be recreating... What song are we even doing? I will be recreating Fairytale of New York, but the laptop is going to be muted the entire time. I'm not going to be able to hear anything. I'm going to be doing my best to recreate it based off the MIDI notes I can see, the names of the samples that we look up, how the waveforms for the samples look, and I'll do some singing, and then at the end we'll have a listen to it and see how close or not close to the original I got. That's the plan. We're going to do our best. We're on a bit of a time limit. It's 9 PM now. I really want to be done by 11. A few weeks ago, I got a text from my neighbor being like, is there any chance you could not sing past 11:30? And I was like, oh no, I didn't realize you could hear this next door. She sent a very lovely message that was very kind and very like... I felt very bad being like, oh, I've been keeping you awake, because it's the last thing... The last thing anyone wants to hear when they're trying to sleep is me singing. Let alone the sorts of songs that we're singing here. They sent a very nice message and were very kind. Because I think 11:30 is like very generous for a... Like if my neighbor was making noise past 11:30, I'd be furious if they're keeping me up. So to be like... For them to not be like, can you make sure you're quiet by 8 PM is really nice for them. So I want to be nice back and not take the piss. And make sure we do actually finish around 11ish before they go to bed. So we're going to try and be quick and efficient. At the very least, do the vocals. Yeah, we'll do our best to be quick. So with that in mind, let's get started. I'm still scared of last night's Santa Baby. Yeah, that was certainly something. Not sure I'd recommend people go back and watch that one, really. Right, piano. We need a piano in here. This song has quite a few not key changes. It has quite a few not quite a few. It has a time signature change and tempo change. I'm reasonably certain they didn't record this to a click. It feels very much like just get the whole band in a studio and record them. It probably wouldn't be a grand piano really, but that'll do. So the time, it definitely isn't like click, click, click to a grid, which will make things a little bit interesting. I think our version will end up just being to the grid, to be honest. But there's definitely some tempo changes we're going to have to accommodate. I've got my notes as always. I think I'll start out though by just plotting out roughly the chords, and then we will figure out the little melodies over the top. So we're going between G and D to start with. That seems fine. No, it doesn't. No, it does. It does. That's fine. That's half a bar. This should also be half a bar. Welcome on in, Pumpkin Panda. Hope you're doing well tonight. And we want to go to an A for an entire bar. Thank you for the hearts. Briefly froze the camera, but it should be back now. And we want a bar of... This was D, wasn't it? So with any luck, we should now have chords to go under. Do 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 do. It was Christmas. There we go. That should be good. Nice little intro. Then we'll put in the actual melody notes in a minute. Verse 1. Do 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 do. Da, 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 da. Welcome in, Phil. Welcome in, Forax. Hope you're both doing well. This piano might be a bit tricky to get roughly right, so I'm hoping the chords will kind of carry us. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. We'll have to put in some strings. You feel positive about this one? We'll see. We will see. We're going between D, G, D, and then at the end. We are going between A and D. Do we need the sustain pedal for these? We might do. I'm worried they're dropping out quite quickly. So let's get a sustain pedal going. For probably all of these chords. Our sustain pedals are so annoying to do with MIDI. So I'll drop that down. So a sustain pedal, for anyone who doesn't know, basically when you're playing the piano, you can hold down the sustain pedal, and when you press the notes and take your hands off, it will still let the strings in the piano ring out. So you basically don't have to hold your hands down the entire time. And it's very common to hold down the pedal for the duration of the chords And then as you change chords, you briefly release the pedal and then put it back down as you play the next chord. And it means any notes you play over the top will also ring out. And this song feels like it will have them kind of all over the place. So we want to just quickly drop these in on every chord change. It might not matter too much. Lapisa Lazuli, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Anna, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Thank you to everyone who's liking and sharing and all of that jazz. It helps out with pushing us up the TikTok live feed. Even though I know it's really annoying to sit there liking the streams on TikTok. But it definitely helps. So very much appreciated. Right, that should be good now. Anna, thank you very much for the follow. We will do the rest of the chords for this intro. Or maybe we should put in some strings now. Sophie, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you this evening. You probably dodged a bullet by not turning up last night. Yeah, don't feel bad for missing it, because you probably did yourself a favour. Love the hat. Thank you very much. My nicely Christmassy tree hat. I hope you know I cry laughing listening to these. Thank you very much. Yeah, they're good fun to put together. I'm glad people are really enjoying them. Eldo Drago, I've been watching them, really curious at the process. It's definitely different being here for the live. Definitely a bit different. But I hope people enjoy it. Okay, the strings, I think in the intro, I just wrote this long-held strings. Okay, so they don't follow the chords. Or they do follow the chords. They don't follow the melody. Live is always better. Watching this on the clock, nice one. Take full advantage of that clock. I'm going to interpret that as not that I'm watching this at work, but literally I'm watching this on my Apple Watch in like a tiny resolution. That's how I'm going to choose to imagine you sitting there watching the stream right now. Right, so some nice strings. They can be lower than this. Nicolo, welcome on in on YouTube. Good to have you here. Just to let you know, we are also streaming on YouTube. Not YouTube. We are streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok all at the same time. So if I'm ever talking to anyone or responding to questions that don't make sense, chances are I'm talking to someone else on one of the other platforms. And YouTube's definitely our quietest at the moment, because I'm still very much building things up there. Let's get rid of some of these middle notes. Make it more like that. That should be good. We'll do something similar at the end here. But yeah, YouTube's definitely the one where we've got the least following at the moment. And it kind of makes sense, because I feel like YouTube doesn't really want to push shorts in the same way as the other platforms. Which makes sense, because they've got a lot of good... I haven't uploaded any long-form stuff on YouTube yet. But it's coming. It will be there. One day I'll get around to editing these into like 10-minute videos. Okay, so we've got some nice held strings under this now. It sounds like Bowser. Oh, good. It shouldn't be scary or anything. It should be just like a normal. It should just be normal. I mean, at the moment, it's just long-held chords. Shall we put in the melody on the piano? That might help things a little bit. Nightmare in New York. All right. Do 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 boom ba do 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 do. How do we do that? Do 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 boom. So the first chord is a G. Later in the song, when we have a chord before, it'll be on a D. And Natalie, welcome on in. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Apologies again for going live so late today. It was not my intention. The day kind of got away from me. But we're here now. We're going to do our best to get through whatever this is. Is this piano too high? I feel like... I'm going to get rid of these bass notes and I'm going to drop the chords down an octave. Because I feel like this melody is going to be too high otherwise. Okay, I feel like, yeah, assuming this chord will be a D later on, then we should have a lead in from something that's in the D chord, like the A, and then we're going to go to the third of the G major. Are these all on the beat? Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. We're on a D here, right? No, we are on a D. It's gonna be a disaster, isn't it? Let's make these louder, because these are the melody. Which chord are we on? We're on the A major here, so we should go to like the E. Okay, great. Boom. Was Christmas Eve, babe. Welcome on in, Amelia. Welcome in, Canebo, Dracula's Holiday in New York. This is what the Brothers Grimm version of Fairytale feels like. Yeah, it's a Brothers Grimm Fairytale of New York. Right, with the strings. Ben, thank you very much for the follow. Gabby, putting the harm in harmony again. You need me to do Washing Machine Heart by Mitski next. Alright, it's on my list. I'm pretty sure I've had that recommended before. So yeah, on my list. Just make sure I don't do a Teenage Dirtbag with the censorship this time. Yeah. Are we doing the revised version of the lyrics? Not the original one. Why does it kind of sound like the UK national anthem? I hope it doesn't. Right, how would I play this on the piano? Because I wouldn't just play like... Oh, this is going to be so tricky. We need to do something like... We need to have at least a little bit of movement on each chord. I think maybe we'll just follow that sort of rhythm for each chord. Oh my god, what have I done? Why has this happened? Let me get rid of these so you guys on TikTok can see the notes at least a little bit. You definitely get more of the viewing experience on Twitch because I've got... Those guys can see the whole screen. But you guys on TikTok, you're stuck with a little sliver. There's like an overlay over the top of it to make sure it doesn't get caught in TikTok's like system of you're not doing anything, even though I clearly am. So I'll try and make sure at least some of the stuff is happening on this side of the screen. It's going to be such a bad version of the piano compared to the original. Maybe that chord should change later, actually. Actually, anyway, that's fine. Okay, no, that kind of works. Let's just copy all of that again. Right, that goes there, that goes there. And then we briefly go to D major again for a very quick moment. It's giving something bad just happened in an old 60s, 70s movie. Oh, good. Right. Is the second half of the verse basically the same? I think it is. Got on a lucky one, came in 18 to 1. It's only at the very end that it changes, so we can copy all of that. More Wamola. Name me any song that isn't the South Park theme, or anything else by Primus, or the other band that Les Claypool's in, that uses a Wamola. Anyone that isn't him. It can't be done. No one else does it. All right, interlude. You got me there. Still waiting on the South Park theme to go on TikTok. It will go out. I'm gonna hold on to it to try and time it up with when the season ends, which is a couple of weeks away, I think. I try not to let external timings factor in too much, but like Stranger Things was obviously timely. I feel like South Park is timely, and obviously Christmas songs. It just doesn't make sense to do a Christmas song in the middle of July. But outside of that, I'm trying to not be too swayed by like, oh, this thing's super popular right now. I'm just going to do the ones that I think will be funny. So if something happens to be popular and I think it'll be funny, then I'll do it. But just because something's trending or just because a series is coming out doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to bother tackling it. That's my plan anyway. This one we go to a G a lot sooner. So Rasputin, yeah, that is still on the list, very much so. And then at the end we still go to the A. Then we go to the D here actually. So maybe we can do that. And this is a G. Yeah. Perfect. Where have I gone to? Put that over here. Okay, that should be the piano sorted for that. Let's go E, G. D, G. Oh no, that might be way too. That's way too long. I need to undo like everything there. Okay. Okay, that's fine. No Defying Gravity. I mean, Defying Gravity is a good song, and I think it would be very funny. So that's one that could potentially be on the cards. Although I feel like it's such a big song, I would need a long time to figure it out. Right, what am I doing? We're on a D here. No, we're not. We're on an A here. We should be on an A. I've completely lost track of what we're doing now. Let me get rid of all of this. Copy this. Right, the last two bars. See, this is making me think I've done the first part wrong, because we're on the wrong chord here. No, we're not. We're on the right chord here. We are missing a note, though. I can go like that. Right. We will figure it out. It's going to take a little bit of time. Always takes a little bit of time getting going on these. Right, so this is D, G, D, then A, D, A. Okay. So then if I copy that, bring it over to here, then when we get to D, we just have one bar of proper D, and then this needs to change for G here. Get rid of that. Copy this G chord over. And then we still go to A, D. A, D. And then we stay on the D rather than going to an A. Okay, that's the difference. If anything, we go to the G like that. Okay, what a disaster. That should have copied, not moved. Worrying me a bit how many things are moving and not copying, because this has entire chords missing now. Why? Why is that happening? That should be just a D, and then it should go to an A. But an A shouldn't have a D sharp. So this is a G. with a D sharp. Hang on, what on earth is going on here? How can we be this far off already? We're only doing like piano parts. Okay, well that won't be helping things if we've got a D sharp in our G major chords. Okay. Let's just fix all of this quick. Not off to the best of starts. What has actually happened here? Everything is on the wrong notes completely. No wonder you guys are saying it's like a haunted disaster. Right, let's go back through from the start. So these should not be on A sharps. This is a D major chord. We're going to have D and an A, and we should have F sharp and a D. Okay, that is fine. G major should have D's in it. In fact, I can... The A sharps should go down to A's. F sharps are fine. Okay. C sharp is fine. A sharps go down to A. I think that's okay. Yeah, because that's a D, that's a D. That is a G, that's fine. This is another D. This is an A. That has an F in it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And these were fine, because these are the simple chords. So that should be good. That F needs to go to an E. What a mess. Right, hopefully it sounds a bit more reasonable now. God, once we get past this intro, we'll be zooming. The intro is always the tricky bit. 64 rats, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. This should be slightly better. I'm hoping. Right, D major needs to change to a G here. And then we go back to D. Then we go to A. And then we go to D. But then we should stay on D and a G. Right. That's fine. And then over here we do the same for the strings. Oh, the strings are a mess as well. God damn it. How did this go so wrong? Right, a D chord. There's no reason we should ever have an A sharp. D to G. D to A. To D to G to D to A. Yeah, that's fine. D to G to D to A to D to G to D. And this is what we're working on at the moment. To G to A to D. And we need to change that chord. Okay. I'm honestly surprised we haven't made more mistakes like this on other tracks. Because it's very easy to accidentally copy the wrong thing and not catch it. So I'm honestly very surprised that I haven't done it more often. Long Dre, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I am also streaming on Twitch and TikTok, so if it appears that I'm talking to myself, it's because I'm talking to people over there. Welcome on in, Meow. Thank you very much for the follow. Thank you for the likes, Lex, and the share. Thank you anyone who is liking and sharing on TikTok. It helps push us up in the live feed and all that jazz. I feel Sigma. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. You want to ask about the geese? None on the track just yet. Not sure that there's any in the original. Right, it should at least be slightly better. It won't be perfect, but it should at least... Oh, let's fix up the intro as well. So that's suffering from the same problems. The D's should be those. That should be that. That is a G major. That is a D major. That is a G major. That is an A major. Boop, boop. Yeah, that looks fine now. Except for that note. And then let's do the same with the strings. They should be there. They should be there. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Fixed. Fixed forever. Right, and then we need to, at the very end, copy some of the same melody, I think. Bum bum ba-dum ba-dum. Are these the right chords? Oh, actually starts like halfway through the bar as well. So that's a bit of a pain. The melody is the same here, I think. So if I copy the melody part, and are the chords the same? If I shift everything slightly. G, D to G to A. What chord is this? It's a disaster waiting to happen. Is what that is. I think we can get rid of that. And then I think we can... what's the best way to do this? Probably to copy this chord. And put it under here. And then snip that chord off of there. Put that like that. And then, how does that time up? So on the end of that, yeah, so we got half a bar of D major, then we got half a bar of G major, and we're staying on G major for... Oh no, this doesn't time up. Because it should be Should be a bit sooner. Should be over here. Get rid of that. Should be like this. Maybe. We're on a D chord. We stay on a D chord. Then we go to the G, and that plays for an entire bar. Then we've got D for half a bar. We've got G, and then we've got A. Okay, no, that should line up. With any luck, and then we'll fix the strings in a moment. Luckily, the rest of the song is much simpler than this. The intro is the fiddly part, I think. So, welcome on in, Char. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. It's a very fashionable headband. Thank you. We're in the Christmas spirit over here at the end of November. It's recognizable now. Good. Right, so this is Gonna Like You I got a feeling this year's for me and you. Where all our dreams come true. Thank you for all the hand hearts, Canebo. Thank you very much. Does that timing make sense? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that should be good. Dan Davis, hello, hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Let's just copy this for the sake of simplicity. Take out the thirds. How do I pick which songs I do? We have a Discord where a bunch of people have suggested a bunch of songs. But for the most part, I just pick whichever song I think is going to be either interesting or funny in one way or another. The suggestions definitely help, and I definitely do use people's suggestions. But ultimately, it's just whatever I think is going to be funniest when I sit down to plan the stream. And I've got such a long list now of ones to pick from. Interlude. Does this mean we all lose the game, or hasn't it started yet? Which game? The comment filter gets the most random things. Is there somebody saying ho ho? Yeah, good old filter. You lost the game. Oh no. Zed, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. You're talking about another game. Right, tempo change. I can never remember how to do these in Logic. Signature? No, that's key signature. What can I do? Oh, I can do time signature change there as well. Right, this song goes to 6/8. Is how I would describe it. And it changes tempo as well. If anything, it slows down before this, so we should maybe put in a bit of a tempo slowdown. And then here we should jump up to... The BPM is one of the few things I do allow myself to check beforehand. It goes up to 118, because otherwise I would have completely missed this. What's my favourite song I've done? That's a good question. I think the Gorillaz one came out really well. That was really funny. I really like how Living La Vida Loca came out. I listened to that one again earlier today because it popped up whilst I was sorting things out. And I've forgotten quite how funny the trumpet is at the start. It's definitely one of my favourites. Alright, so we can gradually have it slow down before we go into the like faster. So this is going like, when all our dreams come true. Do 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 do. All right, drums. I think the windmill part was fantastic. Yeah, it really caught me by surprise. That really was not expecting that. Some random person wants to co-host. I'm not even remotely set up for that. Could you imagine me joining a co-host? I just joined their stream. I'm like, I can't hear you, mate. I'm sorry. Everything is muted. You're just I'm gonna read your lips. And I'll do my best to respond. It'd be awful. Right. What sort of drums do we want? These are like folky drums. We want, I don't know. I mean, Roots Songwriter could be our closest bet. I'm hoping this is sort of an alright sound. And it should recognize we're in 6/8. But we're going to get rid of all of this anyway, so it doesn't matter. It seems like it maybe hasn't recognized that anyway. I know it has, yeah, it's good. It's all good. Put everything on the beat. So yeah, we're in 6/8, so we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh god. Almost all the songs we've done have been in 4/4, which is just like when you're counting along with the song, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, da, boom, clap, dum, 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 dum. This song's in 6/8, so it means rather than having 4 notes in a bar, we've got 6 notes in a bar, and they're counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's still an emphasis on the like boom, clap, but inside of that we've got this triplety of rhythm. So it's like 1, 2, 3, ba da da ba 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 da da. And that's what we're going to try and make sure our drums are doing. And our bass kind of follows a similar pattern. The bass is just pretty much the whole song. The bass is going like boom, 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 boom. So our drums look like they should be fine. It's just a hi-hat doing the triplets, and the kick and snare hitting the main beats of the bar. So let's get the bass in now as well. I'm not sure what bass they use on this, because when I was having a look at the song earlier, sometimes I like to look up like a live version of the song to make sure I'm sort of getting roughly the right instruments when I'm planning these out. And I came across a version of this where they performed it on Top of the Pops, but they were very, very clearly miming along. You can see him playing the piano at the start, and he's like, dun, 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 and half the time just not even playing anything. So and it sounds like identical to the studio version. So they're very clearly, at least for the opening part, just miming along. But in that version, he had an upright bass. But then I also saw a version of them doing it live somewhere else, and he was just playing an electric bass. So I think that means either is fair game to us. I feel like an upright bass fits the vibe more. So I'm gonna assume that will work fine and go with that. Oh, you made the same mistake I did yesterday. Throw in some D&D. Think everyone on Top of the Pop mimes. Yeah, pretty much. There's a very famous clip of Muse going on there and just completely taking the piss out of the fact they're miming along, and they all, I think they even like swap instruments. Like Matt Bellamy's on the drum kit and the drummer's up playing bass. They all swapped around. So it's pretty funny. Right, the bass is doing like half bars. Bass is going like boom, 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 boom. We're starting on a D, going to an A. Boom, boom, boom. I think just that. Boom, 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 boom. Do 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 do. Should be twice that length, right? Maybe it's only that. That's all I've got in my notes. Okay. That should be fine. We can turn this down a little bit. Hopefully that's not too low for the bass. Okay, what else do we need in this interlude? Have I gotten a song almost perfect? I think the closest we've ever got is Sandstorm by Darude. Or maybe the Stranger Things one that just went up. That was pretty close as well. Knees up. Yeah, that probably wasn't far off. At least one part of that was very close, actually. And Avicii was pretty close as well. Considering how early on I did that one. That came out pretty well. Right. Accordion melody we need to add. And we also need to add guitars strumming and a banjo strumming. Let's add maybe the guitars and the banjo first. Now we have a slight issue, I believe, in that I don't think acoustic guitar chords, I don't think we can sort by time signature in this. No, we can't. So everything is most likely going to be in 4/4, and we're doing something in 6/8. So we will see how that works out. Have I ever thought about doing video game music? Yes. I have some on my list, and we'll get to it eventually. I definitely want to do the Halo theme at some point. I want to do the Skyrim theme. But there's so much good video game music out there that we could easily do loads. Theme Hospital, we could definitely... I mean, we got the brass sorted for that anyway. I feel like half of our songs with brass in could just fit alongside Theme Hospital. Right, I want something folky. Like this 6 Whiskies, that sounds perfect for this. I mean, so much of this song is very clearly like Irish folk song inspired. Basically, it is an Irish folk song, so we want to try and get close to that vibe. Megalovania, yeah. I'll take it personally if you ruin Halo. That almost sounds like a challenge. Right, this should be a sensible number of bars. Of course, we got the caveat that it will be in 4/4. So a sensible number of bars in 4/4 might be completely different. What on earth is going on there? This is saying it's 18 bars here. But then if I reduce it by a bar, suddenly it's over 17 bars? That makes no sense. What is going on with that? It's like it's picked up on the fact that this should be in 4/4. Okay, well, let's just set it back to where it was. Right, get this on the line. Let's just try and make this work for us. I think this is going to be roughly a bar. If we snip it like there, time stretch that to be a bar. See, these look like they line up now with where our hi-hats are. So that should be like jing, 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 jing. That should be a D. This could go really badly. Ding, 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 ding. We want to go from a D to an A. So we're going down to a C sharp, C, B, B flat, A. -5 to get to an A. -7 to get to a G. Something like that. Then we want a banjo. Banjo chords. Let's make sure we're getting an actual banjo. Let's make sure we're getting something in a major key. Banjo chords, loop cherry. Let's try it. Let's see how it looks. Okay, looks like it could be okay. Let's apply the same trick. So this is a G major. We want to put it down to a, maybe up to a D. So we want to go to G sharp A, G sharp A, B flat B, C, C sharp D, up 7. Up 7 to a D. And then A would be just up 2. And then up nothing to be a G. What do you mean banjos are a choice? There's definitely banjos in the original. Pretty sure. Pretty sure there's banjos in the original. It could be a mandolin, which is a more traditional Celtic instrument. I mean, a banjo is like a perfectly valid Celtic instrument. I think there's a mandolin later in the song, because the mandolin's tuned higher than a banjo. So we'll add a mandolin later on. Right, what else did I have in my notes? Accordion melody. We need to add. Why has that gone so low? Right, let's add an accordion. Let's add the polka accordion. I don't think polka or tango really match this. So we'll go with the polka one. The polka. Right, the melody's only half of what it needs to be. This first time, it's like a shortened version of it. Right, that's what we need to do. Right, what chords are we on? We're on D. The chances are... We reckon we're on a D. God, this is gonna be tricky. Okay, just trying to figure out the rhythm there. Something like that. What chord are we on here? We're on a G here. Do 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 do. Oh, it's gonna be bad, this one, isn't it? Do 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 do. Right, is that good? And by good I mean, like, does it fit? Right. The rhythm's not right here. The rhythm needs to change in the same. We just need to be slightly different, right? This needs to be like do do do
do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do. Okay, I think it's just that one note actually. Okay, great. I feel like the accordion might also follow the chords. Oh, that sounds like too much effort. Does anyone in here play the accordion? I know, obviously you like pump it to play it. On the one hand you have a keyboard, on the other hand you have just, let me look it up. I'm pretty sure on one hand you have like buttons that are like almost like to select chords, and the other hand, in fact I can even see it right here. One hand is buttons to be like play a G chord, play a D chord, and the other hand is more just like a normal keyboard. So you can play melodies with one hand, do chords with the other. So we should have some chords under here, because chances are they're not doing just the melody. These guys are pros. They're going to be doing full-on chords underneath as well. So let's copy that. Let's put it in here, but like quieter. And maybe, I don't know. Welcome on in, Shadow. Thank you very much for the raid, Shadow at Noon. Welcome on in, everyone. You are joining us for an interesting stream. We are recreating Fairytale of New York, but my laptop is muted. I can't hear anything. We're doing our best to recreate it based off the MIDI notes that we can see here on the screen. The names of the samples. We picked this whiskey acoustic guitar. How the waveforms look. So I'm hoping these are like 3 individual chords here based on how it looks. And we're doing our best to recreate the song. In a little bit I'm going to sing the vocals, and then at the end of the stream we'll all have a listen and see how close we got. Unfortunately for you guys, you get to listen the whole time, so you will hear what's happening whilst I try to recreate this. I'm completely in the dark. But yeah, Shadow, thank you very much for the raid. If you haven't already checked out Shadow, go drop him a follow. Lovely streamer. I'll let you guys have a little bit of recap of where we're at. I'll play you just... So we've done the piano part at the start, and now we're sort of getting into the faster bit of the song. So here's the little lead in from the slow piano into the faster part. So I'm hoping this is like do 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 do. That's my hope. And now we're going to go and do the next verse. I hope we can sort of speed through the song from here now that we've got the base of the song in place. That's my hope. Yeah, we'll see how we get on from here. I'm sure it's something. Right. Next verse. The drums and the bass can keep doing the same sort of thing. What chords do we want? This is a minor chord, B minor. We go down to a G. Boom, 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 boom. D to an A. Boom, 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 boom. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is this the same again? No, it's not. It's slightly different this time. Boom, 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 boom. Do. Do 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 do.
And then we want to copy the chords as well. So, and we need to find a minor version of each of these chords to go in the gap here. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Need a G. Maybe we should take out the banjo for this part and just have the guitar. Because it definitely dies down a little bit as we get into the verse. It could just be that the accordion drops out. Maybe maybe everything else does stay. Just get it done. Hello, hello, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. How do I choose which songs I make? I have had a whole bunch of suggestions from people in chat and people in our Discord over the last few months. But for the most part, I kind of just pick whichever song I think is going to be funny or interesting to do in one way or another. But yeah, I've got a long list of suggestions, lots of which I'm very excited to do at one point or another. But usually I just kind of feel what sort of mood am I in, what sort of song do I want to do. I like to have some variety in it. So if I've done like maybe a pop punk song one week, I don't necessarily want to do a pop punk song the following week. I try and mix it up a little bit. But beyond that, it's just whichever song I think will be funny in the moment. Sometimes if something's like very timely, then I'll do that song around then. Like we're doing Christmas songs obviously at the moment in the lead up to Christmas. This could be fine. Oh, sleepy guitar. We want a fast, something nice and fast. There isn't a pedal steel. Usually takes us between 2 to 3 hours to do one of these. I feel like we've had some go on for like 4 and a bit hours, and other ones we've done in like an hour and a half. So it really kind of depends on the song. And then I usually, in terms of planning for these, I normally have the song on loop for like the day that I'm before I do these streams, so that it's very fresh in my mind. And then I make some notes as well. Like I've printed out the lyrics, made a few notes of where different instruments drop in and out, that sort of thing. I might just try this one. I'm not convinced necessarily by any of these names, but we'll see. No, I'm not convinced by that at all. All right, not that one. Where was this? This is 150. Let's try that one. Add that to our collection. That one looks a bit more what we want. So that should be like, this is already fairly fast. I'm going to assume these are all different chords and trim it like there and stretch it out. And this is a G, which chord is this? This is a C minor, so we want to make it a B minor, so we just want to go down one semitone. Make that a B minor. Okay, great. Thank you for the follows, Nerd Panda, Hazard, and Monkey Wee. Thank you very much. Lovely to have you guys here. Right, how is that timing out for where we are? Rivers of gold, the wind goes right through, it's no place for the old. When you first take my hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. Next verse. Do we feel like that's enough instruments? I feel like maybe the banjo does need to keep going, or maybe the accordion. I think maybe the accordion should double the chords. Maybe that's what we're missing. Is this should come in here and play a fifth above. But more quietly in the background somewhere. Okay, great. Drums just keep on rocking. The bass will need to change a little bit. So the bass should go boom, 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 boom. And then the second repeat is the same. Boom, boom. No, it's slightly different. Boom, 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 boom. No, it's the same. Okay, great. Need something higher pitched. Something dingy. I think there's definitely a mandolin at some point in the song. We're gonna need to add in. So right, D, D, D. We need an A. Then we go back to a D. Yep. D, G, A, D. And then that repeats. Harug, something with a mustache. Thank you very much for the follow. Just gonna butcher your name right there. We could add some strings. I mean, we could let's just drop a single, drop one fiddle in the middle. Make sure it's on sustain. Really, this should all be on sustain, so. Chorus. Right. Can we add a triangle? No. No need for a triangle in this one. Right, the boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay. Drums are the same. Let's copy these drums. Probably 8 bars. The bass does change here. Boom, boom. Bass does some longer notes here. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. 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 Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Let's go down. Do do. Do do. Do do. Does that seem? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's because it's not. That explains it. These should be longer. That should go like that. Just a 6-bar. Yeah, 6-bar chorus. Long held accordion, same drums, long held guitar chords. Okay, we need some new guitar chords. Otherwise, I think. Oh, we need a mandolin for this part as well. This is where my mandolin note comes in clutch. A fifth above. Bring it down a bit. It's got me thinking maybe there is a banjo throughout this part. We'll leave it for now. Sounds like too much hassle. Right, we need long-held guitar chords. We need a minor one. We did find, which one did we use? This was a long-held minor chord. Yeah, let's use that. And then we need a major chord. Which key is that in? It's already in B minor. Perfect. Right, folk guitar in a major key. And we want one that's a long single chord. Maybe if we search for a 1-shot. Not a bowed one. Let's use this. Right, so that's a G major. We want to use D major here actually, so that's good. Then we want to go to an A major. That should go up to A major. G held, A held, B minor held. And then we want to go to a D, so we're going up. G sharp A, B flat B, C, C sharp D, up 7 to D held. And I think we're just going G A D, right? No, D. What did I just get rid of? Get rid of the splice track. This is D, G A. Yeah. Do, do, do. Right, and then can we get a mandolin from here? Mandolin in a major key. Perfect. Did we just take the first one we see? Can we get any Irish-inspired ones rather than country-inspired? Click out of that. No, I can't. Well, we'll go back to what we just had then. That's a picked one. We want a strummed. We want strummed. You should be like fast chords. Mandolin Adventure? I mean, that sounds exciting. This one could be good. Alright, we'll go with this. And we're also going to need a minor version. Hip-hop mandolin, anyone? Ghost Town riff. No, I don't think that's quite what we want. Maybe this? Strum Luke Bucky Eye. Try this one. Okay, that looks fine. So where's our longest minor chord? Alright, we want it to be fairly fast. I'm going to try taking that amount. Put that into that. Then we'll do the same for the other minor chord here. Right, and these are currently D minors. We should go up to an B. One D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B, flat, B, up 9. B minor. Don't know why I put min, just B, BM. Bad manners. Right, chop that off. Just before the chord. Speed that up to there. So that's already a G, that's perfect. And we can do that. G, and then we go up to an A, up 7 to a D. That's fine. Okay, how are we doing for time? It's almost 10:30. Hopefully we're going to be okay for time. If we can finish this soon and I can record vocals, that would be good. What's that, minus? Let's make it minus 20. That minus 20. I don't actually want these on the banjo track, do I? I want these on their own. I can join that. That's fine. Make this like minus 3. Alright. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day. Do 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 do. Interlude. Is this the same as the previous interlude? No, it's not. It's different. I think the melody's the same though. And the melody actually gets doubled with a like tin whistle or something on this one. Whistle? Celtic tin whistle, perfect. Thank you for the hearts. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, now it is like completely different. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bam 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 do 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 do. Okay, let's figure out the chords for this part then. And the drums are still doing the same thing, so that's fine. So we can copy these drums. This is what, like 16 bars? Oh, it's going to be a bit of a pain. IABS, thank you very much for the donut. It's very kind of you. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And then this is the same as the verse chords actually, so I could probably just copy that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, perfect. Right, let's copy, I think this part, maybe this part. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, this is the same. Oh, except I've got the last two chords the other way around. This probably should be that way around. Okay, great. Yeah, that's fine. That'll be good. So then we should make the accordion melody fit around these notes. So let's copy all of these. Let's put it under the accordion part. What on earth has just happened? Open these up. Select the notes. Copy them. Open this up. Put that in the right place. Copy it. Okay, great. Turn it down. And then we do something similar, but like up an octave. What melody even is this? This is different. What we're saying lyrics-wise, there's a nicer revised version of the lyrics that we'll be singing, don't worry. We won't be doing the original lyrics. What is this part supposed to be? Okay, I really hope we can speed up a little bit from here. Yeah, cheap and haggard. That's the lyric. Holland and Barrett. Okay, so this is supposed to be. And the second time it comes back, for Christmas Day. Okay, no, the melody is like completely different. Do 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 do. What chord are we on here? An A. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's put this on triplets for a second, or maybe 16th notes, or maybe 8th notes. That'll work. Do 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 do.
do 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 do. What on earth is going on here? Okay, no, it's on the 4. Hang on, I'm in weird time signatures. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Then we're on to a G. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What's that? An A? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The D. Do 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 do. Something that fits over an A. Okay, it's not going to be right, but it might at least fit. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think this just repeats. This chord is a B flat, a B minor. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Something that fits over and a G. Then we go down to the B. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Something like that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What chord are we here? An A. Do 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 do.
do, do. All right. Close enough. Copy? Sound like I said coffee. Yes, please. Take a coffee. Put it on the whistle as well. Okay, great. That took a bit of time. We're going to have to really rush these vocals. Or I might have to, if we run out of time, I might have to come back and do it tomorrow. Because I don't want to rush it too much. We'll see if we can speed up a bit from here now, though. Because the rest of the song is hopefully a bit copy-paste. This is the same as one of the previous verses. Okay, I think I can just copy this. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Copy all of that. Verse 6. Chorus. It's really getting me in the Christmas spirits. It's very Taylor Swift. It's giving school band. Oh, good. I'll give you guys a recap in just a moment once we figure out where we're at. So this is D, A, D, A, D, G, A, D, 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 A, D, G, A, D. Okay, the style changes again here. Bridge interlude thing. I could have been someone, well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you. I'm not actually sure. I'm going to lose track of which person is singing which line. I know some of them. I definitely know some of them. But there's particularly later in the song, I'm not necessarily going to remember. And I didn't write it down for whatever reason. Right, the bridge. The drums actually change up a little bit. Nothing major though. They just shift from the hi-hat to the ride cymbal. Ride out. The bass is just doing long held notes here. Really long held notes. Okay, like that. Boom, 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 boom. There's an arpeggiated guitar and banjo part. The strings and the accordion do the melody. Okay, so we need an arpeggio guitar. I'm tempted to do that with MIDI rather than relying on... Yeah, let's do that with MIDI. For the guitar part, anyway. And then we can do... Maybe we can find a banjo again for the other part. Acoustic guitar. Right, so we want... Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 dun, dun, dun. Where's the middle part of the bar?
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Okay, something like that. Ding 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 ding. Boom 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 boom. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Verse, is this 6? Verse 7. Right, let's find a banjo sample. Banjo arpeggio in a major key. Let me make sure I got Splice open. Something nice and slow that's literally just going do 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 do. That would be my ideal. There's got to be one here that's an arpeggio. One of you has got to have arpeggio in the name. Oh, banjo arp clean. Okay, we're going with it. It's our only choice. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Right, that's in G major. We want to copy that to there. We want to go down to the D, so we're going F sharp, F, E, D sharp, D, -5. -5. Make it a D. And we want to do A, so up to an A. Make it half a bar. And then half a bar of D. Okay. Bum, 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 da, da. Right. So we're over D. Welcome on back. Hope you're doing well. We're making good progress, I think. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Ba, 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 ba. Da, da. Ba, ba, ba. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
we go to here? Back to a D. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Where in the world? PC world. Da, 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 da. And that should be higher. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Bum, 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 bum. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. I could have been someone, well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you. Get rid of the accordion and the strings. Thank you for all the gifts, everyone. I've been noticing them come through. I've been in the zone, trying to focus, trying to get this done. But I do appreciate any and all gifts. Another verse. And then the interlude repeats. Okay, we might... Oh, if we're really quick, we might have time to do it. I was getting worried that we're going to run out of time. Okay, the chords are slightly different than what I'm doing here. I think that should be D, D, G, G, D, D, A, A. That's fine, that'll be fine. D, D, G, G, D, D, and then, okay, so this is where it changes. This should be D, G, G, D, G, A, D. D, G, A, and then back to D. And there's actually a couple bars of that. There's a half bar. Okay, we need to put in a half bar here. I hope this is the right place. Let's see if that fits.
Can't make it all alone. I've got my dreams around you. Okay, that does feel right. So time signature to change to a bar of 3/8. And we go back to 6/8. The drums, do a little drum fill for that. I'm hoping that's okay. Right, where does it change? It changes around here. Let's fix these up. So here we're on, okay, half a bar of D. D, G, D, 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 D. And let's copy those. Put them on here. Make them quieter. Copy them up. Do the same over here. Make them quieter. Copy them up. Right, and then the drums. Let's start building from here. So get rid of all of that. Copy that. And then a bit of a faster drum fill. And let's volume automate all of that. Note velocity on that like that. Kind of the same on this. Okay, great. The boys of the NYPD choir. Do 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 do. Chorus. And then it goes back into the interlude bit. Why did that not copy? Copy from here to here. And then it basically just goes from here for ages. I even wrote the timestamps. 3 minutes 23 until 4 minutes 35. So what's that? A minute and like 13 seconds? 12 seconds? So we're on 3:42 because we've left a bunch of blank space at the start. And our tempos probably aren't exactly right. But if we use that as a guide, so we want to go another minute and 12. So we want to go to 4:54 or something. So another round of that. And maybe another round. Yeah, perfect. It's going to be a real long outro of exactly the same thing for ages. Let's show the output track for that. Has that not worked? We should be able to see that here now. Show output track. Yeah, it was hidden, that's why. Okay, and then we slowly fade that out.
over, I don't know, the last 2 repetitions. There's definitely some fancier stuff going on over that outro, but I just don't think we're going to have time. Uncle Nikki, hello, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Glad you're able to join us. We've got, it's going to be real tight. We've got to be like done by 11:30. So we've got half an hour to record and listen. So we might have to do like single takes of everything. We'll do our best. What I might do if I run out of time, if it gets to like 1:15, maybe we'll just have a listen and I can always come back and finish it up tomorrow or over the weekends or something. I think if it's just to do the vocals, I don't mind spoiling it a little bit for myself. Right. But we'll just try and do it as quick as we can. So, verse 1. What's the timing for this? It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. Oh man, set me another one. That's what we need, right? Let's try and get the tempo. So it should be like. It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me, won't see another one. And then he sang a song, the rare old Mountain Dew. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. Got on a lucky one, came in 18-1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas, I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true. Is that good? Is the timing roughly okay? It felt like it wasn't too bad. Right. Let me turn everything else down because that's probably too quiet. Timing is not the problem here. They've got cars big as bars, they've got mirrors of gold, but the wind goes right through you, there's no place for the old. Okay, this is all female vocals, and it's much faster, and I'm gonna trip up over all the lyrics, so let's see how quickly we can get through this. They've got cars big as bars, they've got rivers of gold, but the wind goes right through you, there's no place for the old. When you first took my hand on that cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were handsome. I have to go higher pitched? No, surely not. I don't think I can go any higher pitched. Yeah, it's too fast. They've got cars big as bars. Do 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 do. That's where I would have to sing if it's higher. They've got cars big as bars. They've got rivers of gold. but the wind goes right through you, there's no place for the old. God, you guys are just peer pressuring me, aren't you? It doesn't sound good. We could pitch it up afterwards. They've got cars big as bars, they've got rivers of gold. But the wind goes right through you, there's no place for the old. Alright, whatever. They've got cars big as bars, they've got rivers of gold. But the wind goes right through you, there's no place for the old. When you first take my hand on that cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You handsome. Is the timing alright there? That felt a little bit better. Waiting for me, you handsome. Promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You handsome. You're pretty, Queen of New York City. I feel like I'm doing a horrible caricature of it now. Let's do all of those parts first. Because this is both of them singing now for ages. You're pretty, Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they held out for more. Sinatra was singing, all the drunks they were singing. Sinatra was swinging, he wasn't singing. You were pretty, Queen of New York City. What a disaster. You were pretty, Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, You were pretty, Queen of you. Why can't I say that? Queen of New York City. You were pretty, Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they held out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on the corner, then danced through the night. The boys of the NYPD choir. All right. On the corner, then dance through the night. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Go Away Bay. On the corner, then dance through the night. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Go Away Bay. And the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. Right, now we need to double those vocals. What's my voice for this one? They've got cars big as bars, do. That is the pitch, and the boys of the NYPD choir. When a band finished playing, they held out for more. Promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were pretty, Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they held out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on the corner and danced through the night. The boys of the NYPD. I can't sing that high. That was awful. Let's try that again. Yeah, we're strapped for time, but we'll do takes. I can drop down the octave for that. Promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were pretty, Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they held out for me.
When the band finished playing, they held out for more.
You're pretty queen of New York City.
When the band finished playing, they held out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. They were do.
Okay, now maybe I'll just keep the previous take.
The boys of the NYPD choir.
On the corner, then dance through the night.
The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Go Away Babe, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
Alright.
You're a bum, you're a punk. You're a bum, you're a punk. You scumbag, you maggot, you're cheap and you're haggard.
Is that too close together? Or have I done like an extra verse that I didn't need to do? Maybe I put in a whole extra verse that isn't even there. That'd be good.
You're a bum, you're a punk.
Who sings the lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed? I think that's the male vocal, right?
You're a bum, you're a punk.
You're an old slut and drunk.
You're a bum, you're a punk.
You're an old slut and drunk, lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed.
You scumbag, you maggot, you're cheap and you're haggard.
Happy Christmas, your ass, I pray God it's our last. Right, and then we can copy the chorus. So we actually don't need any of this. Let's just go straight into the chorus. So let's just come in here. And I think we can just delete. We can delete time, I think. Cancel that. How do we do it? There is a way. Trim. Crop outs. No, that's the opposite of what we want to do. Cut time. Cut section between locators. Gone. We have destroyed time itself. Your ass, I pray God it's our last. And then we can copy the chorus. So the 2 bars before the chorus. Christmas, your ass, I pray God it's our last. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing. And in fact, we can do the same at the end here. So 1, 2. Okay, great. I could have been someone. I kept them with me, babe. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I've built my dreams around you. What am I even doing here? I could have been someone.
Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you.
I kept them. Right, Are we done? I think that's all the vocals. There's definitely stuff on this outro that we haven't put in, but I just don't think there's time. Let's all have a listen. Jen Cedo, welcome on in. Thank you for the free stream streak. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I think we can have a listen. I think it's that time of the night. The Muppets featuring banjos. Right, let me just make sure Splice doesn't ruin anything. I think it's fine. See if I can fit this on. We good? We fit? It's not, as you can probably tell, it's a bit of a cheap headband. The star turned up like all folded back like this. So I'm having to try and straighten it out. Right, I can hear again. That's good. Let's have a listen. We got 15 minutes. That's plenty of time. Everyone's wishing me lots of luck for this, and it doesn't normally happen. I don't normally get wished luck for this. The vocals do appear to be up. Hopefully, I might turn everything else down just to make sure the vocals really do cut through as they should. Okay. Let's trim that back. Just do a quick tidy on any of these vocals. They look actually like I've kind of done it already. Just to remove me hitting the space bar at the end of each of them. So it always seems to get magnified from all the compression and stuff I've got going on. Okay, great. Done. Let's have a listen. Buckle in, everyone. It's going to be something. Here we go. It's actually pretty good. It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. I've gone for a faithful rendition. Won't see another one. And then he sang a song. The rare old Mountain Dew. We're definitely in the drunk tank. And dreamed about you. Got on a lucky one. Came in 18 to 1. Timing could be a little bit better. Got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. I love you, baby. I think I got the feeling right. The emotion's there. Right? When all our dreams come true. All right. It's a nice little melody, and here come the rest of the band. It's a bit more country than the original. You were pretty queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they held out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on the corner, then danced through the night. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing, oh my God. Go away, babe. And the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. It's not like worlds apart. Fairytale of New York, the Muppets version. You're an old slut and drunk lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed. You scumbag, you maggot. You're cheap and you're haggard. Happy Christmas, your ass. I pray God it's our last. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Go Away Babe, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. I was about to say, the instrumental's not actually too bad, but then we got to this part. I could have been someone. Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you. I kept them with me, babe. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Go Away. God, the mandolin really throws this chorus off. Were ringing out for Christmas Day. That was like a solid minute of this at the end. How did I get these notes so wrong? Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Just like I remember it. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. I mean, there's some parts of this that are actually pretty good. Like the instrumentals, some of them are pretty good. This piano opening. It's actually not bad. It gets a little bit more questionable when the rest of the band come in. It's a very full-on guitar. It's an even more aggressive banjo. Thank goodness the banjo doesn't appear too often. The guitar. It'd fit better in a pop-punk song, I think. It's a nice little interlude. These parts are alright though. The second half of that melody is like spot on. It's very piratey. And the chorus is kind of okay as well, for the most part. If we took out the mandolin. Fairytale of the Caribbean. Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee. It's kind of medieval as well. I'm drunk lying there. All right, let's have a listen from the start. Oh, actually, no, but I want to hear the really bad part. Whatever was going on here. There's something to be said for that melody. The banjo is kind of at odds with everything else. It's quite nice on its own. But it's ended up in a slightly different key. If we take it out, does it improve? It's that banjo causing a lot of problems there. Right, one more listen. Let's have one more listen from the start. Yeah, here we go. It was Christmas Eve, babe. The timing's so bad right off the bat. In the drunk tank, an old man said to me, won't see another one. And then he sang a song, the rare old Mountain Dew. He's drunk, leave his timing alone. And dreamed about you. Got on a lucky one. Came in 18 to 1. The longer it goes, the worse my vocal performance gets. This year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. Yeah, happy Christmas. It's like the end of night karaoke when everyone's left. When all our dreams come true. Nice little melody before the band come in. Yeehaw! Big ass boss, they've got rivers of gold. But the wind goes right through you, it's no place for the old. When you first take my hand on that cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was my vocal performance, not the best. Queen of New York City, when the band finished playing, they howled out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on the corner, then danced through the night. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing, go away, babe. And the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. Christmas Day. You're an old slut and drunk, lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed. You scumbag, you maggot, you're cheap and you're haggard. Happy Christmas, your ass, I pray God it's our last. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing, go away, babe. And the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. Oh no. I think you could use this to torture people. I could have been someone. Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me. It's a very Miss Piggy delivery, that one. I kept them with me, babe. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you. The boys of the NYPD. It's Miss Piggy and Homer. Someone get on that animation.
For Christmas Day.
Oh no. This outro is just so long. Well, thank you very much everyone for joining me tonight. We will be back next Thursday with more Christmas songs. Which Christmas songs? I don't know, but if you want to suggest some, you can join our Discord. It is linked in my bio or in the Twitch chat. It's in my link tree. You might have to open it in like Safari or Chrome or something, as it doesn't always have a great time in the embedded browsers. But feel free to suggest some songs over there. Thank you very much everyone for joining. Lovely to have you all as always. Thank you very much for any gifts and all the new follows. Yeah, we will be back next Thursday with more of this. Perfect. Great timing. We're like 11:30 on the dot. Yeah, thank you for stopping on by. Join us in the Discord for some lovely chats throughout the week. And I will see you all next time. The next video is coming out on Sunday. Going to put the Ollie Murs one out on Sunday is my plan. And then probably the first Christmas one next week. Next Wednesday or something. That sounds about right. All right, thank you very much. I will see you all next time. Goodbye. And hello everyone who's still here on Twitch and YouTube. We're going to find someone to raid on Twitch. And Longjoy, if you're still about, feel free to suggest a song just in the chat. I did see your messages a few minutes ago. Yeah, if you have any song suggestions, feel free to just drop them in the chat now. Let's see who is live and who we want to raid on to. Who is streaming today? I don't know who. Is it just me? Maybe we can raid to Charlton. Charlton is a lovely streamer who is currently watching Come Dine With Me, which is always a good time. It's a funny show. She has some bingo cards. If you wanna go play Come Dine With Me bingo, it's always a good time. Have a lovely rest of your week. I will see you all. Somebody that I used to know. Perfect. I will put it on the list. Or we could do the anxiety version and just ruin it for everyone. Or do half and half. Yes, feel free to join us on the Discord. I will see you all next time. Have a lovely weekend. And I will see you next week. Thank you very much for joining. Goodbye.